This video is about foreign key constraints. Let us look at an example of a foreign key. Here we have the table persons and we have the table bug reports. The bug reports table has a foreign key, namely person ID. In this relationship between these two tables and this foreign key, which one is the parent table and which one is the child? The parent table here is the persons table because the parent in this type of a relationship is the table that has the primary key, and the child is the table that has the foreign key. The child table is using the parent's primary key as its foreign key. When you set up a foreign key, you set the foreign key up in the child table. In this case, it's in the bug reports table. As you can see here on the right, the foreign key is defined in the bug reports table. In PHP Storm, when I open the modify table window and I flipped around the tabs and I came back to this tab, it gives me what looks to be the SQL which creates this foreign key constraint. It gives the foreign key a name, which seems to be kind of almost random. Then there's the word foreign key, and then it specifies the column in the bug reports table that is going to be used as the foreign key, and then it says it references table persons column person ID. In order to have foreign key restraints in MySQL, I need to be using the InnoDB storage engine for the table. Just to be safe, I'll be using InnoDB for both the parent and the child tables. Be sure to understand that both person ID in bug reports and person ID in persons, both of them have to be indexed. And when I look in PHPMyAdmin, they do appear to be both indexed. Let me pull it out right here, right now. Okay, let's go to PHPMyAdmin, underdog, bug reports, structure, indices. If you look at the bottom here, you can see that it shows that there is an index on person ID. And then when you go to persons, look at structure, go to indexes, you can see that person ID column has an index and its key name is primary. Now, when you go to PHP Storm and you look at indices for bug reports, it shows that there's as if there's no indices. But what this means, as far as I can understand, is that there are no plain indices. But since there's a primary key, that's an index, and since there's a foreign key, that's an index. Although I don't know really where this information is stored about the foreign key constraint. I think when you create a foreign key like person ID, MySQL indexes that column, or you can specify that it needs to be indexed. But the actual information about the foreign key constraint is stored in a different database in the database system. So let me open, okay, let's go back to PHPMyAdmin here. It's either in information schema or it is in MySQL. Let's look in information schema. Here it is. I think it's this one. Okay. Okay, the table is called InnoDB sys foreign, and it is in the information schema. Okay, let's browse it and see what's in there. Okay, underdog. Okay, underdog bug reports. reference name underdog persons. And that's the name of the key. So I guess in this table, this row says that there is a foreign key in bug reports that points to something in the persons table. Now there's another table that has to do with foreign key references. Probably the rest of the information is in that one. Okay. And that says for column name. Okay. It associates that key with person ID in both the table, the parent and the child tables. Okay, so this is how MySQL internally documents that there is this constraint, this foreign key constraint. But as far as the actual two tables, the parent and the child, these are just regular indices up there. So let me go back here to bug reports. Okay, structure. Okay. All it says in bug reports, according to PHPMyAdmin, that there is an index called person ID on the column person ID. There's no mention over here of foreign keys. However, the fact remains that the person ID column is indexed in both the parent and the child. All right, let's go back and look at the persons table and bug reports table. When you are creating the foreign key, you will have to tell MySQL what it should do if a person's record is deleted in the case that that record has an ID that is used in the bug reports table. Let me correct what I said. Yeah, you will need to tell it what to do in the case that that record in the parent table, which is the persons table, is either deleted or updated. And here PHP Storm shows us the options. They both look the same for the updated and deleted. Okay, so what do these choices mean? The choice that I like the best is either restrict or no action. And in MySQL, those two do the same things. They basically reject the update or delete, whichever column you're talking about here. It'll just simply be rejected. You won't be able to modify the parent. Cascade basically means it tries to repeat whatever change happened in the parent. It'll try to repeat it in the child where that foreign key exists. But I can't tell exactly how it would do that. Set to null, basically in the child, it will set the foreign key value. So in this case, it's person ID. It'll look for all the rows that have that person ID for the row in persons which was deleted, and it will set them to null. And you have to make it so that that field in the bug reports table will accept a null value for person ID. So again, I said this can happen for updates to the parent or deletes to rows in the parents.